was the most expensive panic attack that I've ever had in my entire life.
You got what I want, and I know what you need. Let me feed your fantasy, and you don't have to say a word, cause I know what you bout. Let me.
Hey baddies, happy Saturday. I think it's May 11th. I don't want to start crying. I've been crying all morning. I went to Chick-fil-A. I got a kid's meal. I'm gonna try this cherry lemonade with no ice. That's good. I'm on my way to Key Largo, which is a part of the Florida Keys. Key Biscayne is not a part of Florida Keys, even though it has the word key in the name. I'm going to Key Largo. It's gonna take me about an hour to get there. It's currently 12:40. I said yesterday I wanted to go scuba diving. I woke up this morning and Mother Nature had other plans. And yes, I put a tampon in, but I don't want to be fully submerged in a bunch of water and I'm on my cycle. And it's so stupid, but I have this irrational fear of, like, what if a little bit comes out and a shark can smell it from a mile away and then, like, something happens. I just don't even want to run that risk, even though there may or may not be a risk of that. I don't even want to put it in the simulation and run the odds. So I instead booked the ticket for the glass bottom boat cruise. So that's a 2.5-hour boat cruise. I bought that ticket and it was only $50. I just did hot sauce and honey all over my car. I put it in the container of the chicken like I usually do. And I had it wrapped in a paper towel and was shaking it up, but I was watching YouTube. And when I looked down, I realized that there was just hot sauce and honey everywhere. Thankfully, I keep wet wipes in my car, but, like, I'm already not having the best start to my day. And this is just like, that just made it worse. So yeah, I'm just gonna drive and turn on some music and try to clear my head and stop crying. I mean, I did stop crying, but I'm still just like, I feel it in the back of my eyelids, you know? Or maybe I need to cry some more, actually. Maybe I'll actually feel better if I just really let myself cry. But I'm gonna play some music, watch some YouTube videos, or do something to keep me occupied during this drive, and I'll check up with you guys, you know, when I do. I'm here. I am in line waiting to pay to park. I feel like I changed my mind. Pause, because this is the very moment that I messed up. This is a reminder to everybody out there to always listen to your first mind. My first mind told me to go with the safe option and get on that clear glass boat. But no, I had to be adventurous and I had to try to live my best life. Just listen to your first mind. I think I want to go snorkeling. Don't do it, girl. I'm going to see if I could switch my ticket because I'm here an hour early. But yeah, it is not worth it. I want to live my life to the fullest. So
don't do
I'm going
it,
to
girl.
try and see if I can switch my thing and pay the extra $50 to go snorkeling. Okay, you guys, it's super windy. I'm going to pick up the gear to go snorkel. I paid for the snorkel. And I have a bag for my phone so that I can video it. To be very clear, this is the only picture that I got. And my phone accidentally took this picture when I was pulling myself into safety.
Otherwise you drown.
Going snorkeling.
So snorkeling is an exercise. You guys are gonna exercise a little bit out there with money.
that was the most expensive panic attack that I've ever had in my entire life. So it was maybe like $85, $86, including renting. You had to pay $50 to snorkel. You had to buy your own snorkel for $20. I left mine on the boat. I forgot about it. And then you could actually rent the fins and the goggles for $5, and then they gave you a vest on the boat for free. So I paid about $85. We go out there. I actually sat next to this family, so it was a mom and dad and a son. You know, I was telling them like, this is my first time, I'm a little nervous, and they were like, oh, it's okay, you can stay with us. Well, so pretty much what happened was they docked the boat, and he was like, everybody that's been snorkeling before, if you feel like you're fine, you can go ahead and go in the water. Everybody else, I'll be like holding a class or whatever to kind of like give you some tips and tricks. So stay on the boat for a minute. So I sat and stayed in the little class that they were having. And so by the time I looked up, the family that I was like sitting with was in the water. And I'm like, okay, like I felt fine. I was like, let me, you know, just get in the water. I had a life jacket on. I had an extra pool noodle. I had the goggles that cover your nose, and I had the snorkel. So I'm like kicking and kicking and kicking. Mind you, I haven't put my face in the water yet because they said you have to like swim out a little bit to get to the reefs because they don't like dock directly over it. And I really only felt like I was kicking for like a minute or two. Like in my head, I actually felt like I was still dead in front of the boat. I'm kind of like, oh, I maybe need to hurry up and kick a little faster because I'm like, there's people probably behind me trying to get off and I'm moving so slow. I finally stopped kicking and I looked up to like see where I am in relation to the boat. And if the boat is here and the reef is here, I'm here. And I immediately like started freaking out a little bit. And I'm like, okay, don't panic. Like, so I'm like telling myself to like breathe slower, like calm down. I'm like, it's fine. We'll just like swim back to get back in line with the boat. The problem was the waves in the water were blowing this way. So they were pushing me this way while I'm trying to swim this way. So of course I'm kicking and I'm kicking. At this point, I'm like using my arms a little bit and I'm not going nowhere. And if anything, I feel like I'm getting pushed further from the boat faster than I'm like swimming back. So then I like full on start panicking. And I had like stopped swimming and I'm like, I took the snorkel out of my mouth and I'm like, can somebody help me? And I said it loud enough that they heard me. So they were like, where are you at? So I like waved my hand and they threw out one of these little floaties, like a buoy almost. Somebody swam it the rest of the way to me and I pulled myself in. But as I started pulling myself in, I started panicking even more because there was water getting up my mask and into my nose. And I think I had maybe like pulled my mask or did something. Like I was just, you know, full on panicking. So I'm like pulling myself in, but as I'm pulling myself in and getting closer to the boat, I'm panicking and panicking and panicking even more, to the point where finally when I got to the boat, I just had it. He's like, you know, one of the guys on the boat was like, you're having a panic attack, I need you to take a deep breath, you're breathing in shallow, that's not helping. And they're like, you know, stay here for a minute, but if you could come up an extra step, then you could sit down on the boat instead of like, because I was standing on the ladder just holding on, just breathing, because I started to feel like I couldn't breathe. Like, and I knew I wasn't drowning, but it very much felt like I was drowning. Mind you, I have on a pool noodle, I have on a life vest, so I'm not drowning. Like at no point was I at risk for drowning, but I felt like I was drowning because I was panicking and I couldn't breathe, and then I'm surrounded by water. Finally, I like sat down on the boat and I'm still just trying to like get my bearings. And so by the time I came out of it, I was just fully exhausted. I was nauseous. I felt like I was gonna throw up. And the lady, the mom who I was sitting with, she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I would have gone out with you if I would have known. She's like, you know, if you want, I'll go back in with you and we can just like take it slow. And I'm like, no, I'm done. Like, I am completely over the experience. And they were like, no, you could go back out. The buoy was still in the water and it's attached to a rope that's attached to the boat. So he was like, just hold on to the rope and you can go back out and still like stick your face in the water. And I'm like, no, I'm done. Like, I was fully just exhausted.
Today drained me.
Having a panic attack is exhausting. If you've never had one, it's not fun. And I mean, it doesn't sound fun, obviously, but like, it's exhausting because it just takes a lot out of your body. So I pretty much stayed on the boat the entire time. I, at one point, felt like I was gonna vomit. So they were like, you know, do you want some snacks? Do you want anything to eat? Maybe something to drink? And I'm like, no. I literally laid down the entire time. And then when we were leaving, I laid down the whole way back. Like, I just was exhausted. And yeah, everybody on the boat was super nice. They knew it was my first time. And they were like, oh, how'd you do it? I'm like, not good, and I probably won't ever do it again. And they were all recommending like, oh, you should try it in a pool. Like, start small and then work your way back up to going into the ocean. But I'm just like, I don't even. I told my dad, I'm like, I need to take swimming lessons all over again because that was ridiculous. I don't want to say I overestimated my ability to swim because I didn't, but I overestimated or I underestimated the actual power of the waves and the water just pushing you on its own. That's what I underestimated. And I've seen stories of I shouldn't have survived and, you know, whatever. Like, I've seen the stories where people get pulled into a current and can't swim their way out and they get sucked out to sea and all of those things. I wasn't in a current. It was just the water just doing its normal thing, and I just wasn't a strong enough swimmer to combat that. And I'm not mad at myself. Because there was another guy. He was a good swimmer. Like, you could see him, like, his like technique was on point. But the water was pulling him and his girlfriend out as well. And so it got to the point where they were in the same spot that I was. And they were just getting further and further away. And the people in the boat were super, like, attentive to the fact that they were keeping an eye on everybody that was in the water. And he was like, okay, bro, somebody might have to go get them. Like, I don't want to have to send somebody out in the water to go get them, but they just keep getting further and further. So the dad that I had been sitting with, he swam out to them to help them get to the buoy. But unless I'm gonna be like Michael Phelps or something, an Olympic gold medal swimming person, I don't plan on snorkeling again, because that was not fun. But shout out to the people on the boat, the people that worked at the national park, and just the people on the boat. They were super nice to me. And having been out there by myself, I can't express how much I appreciate people just, like, you know, caring and checking on you and just making sure that you're okay. So this is the restaurant. It's called Soul by the Sea. Now, Google said that they had, like, tables in the water that you could sit at. That's really the only reason I came here. So let me see what they got going on, because I don't see the tables. So there is a table in between those trees right there, but y'all see what the water is looking like. So to drink, I think I'm gonna get this, but I'm gonna ask them to put tequila in it instead of Grey Goose. I'm gonna order the burger. Although I do want to know what these conch fritters are. And I saw that they had a jerk half chicken, but everybody can't jerk chicken. I feel like this is the safest option. So I'm going to get that and the strawberry fields. Oh, so I'm sitting here. This is my view. They told me that they're having a special event, and so the sand seats are closed, which kind of sucks, so that's why I came here, but we'll see what's up. Okay, this seat has better lighting. I was able to get the strawberry fields with tequila. Conch is a shellfish, and I can't eat it, so I just ordered the burger and it comes with fries. So they bought my drink, but I wasn't here when they bought it. I kind of don't like that. Because anybody could have just walked up and did whatever they wanted to. It's not terrible. But if I had to rate it out of 5, I would give it like a 2. And I have this appetizer. I don't know what this is, so I'm gonna try some of this stuff, I guess. These are chips. For the sauce, the chip is like a 1.5 because it's soggy. I'll give that a 2. I don't know what this is. I give this a 3. First bite of the burger, and it's kind of falling apart because I cut it in half. Yeah, it's falling. Okay. 3 out of 5. There's no mustard on it. It's like this sauce, but it screams of mustard. It's also getting a 3 because I asked for medium. She's cooked all the way through, which is fine, but like that's not what I asked for. The strawberries in this drink get a 5 out of 5. They're really good. The $48 and some change included a 20% tip, so that's fine. He was nice. I would have gave him probably 20%. I feel so bad. I left my wallet in the car. I took it out of my bag and locked it in my glove compartment when we went snorkeling because I just in case, you know? And I forgot it. But thankfully they had Apple Pay, so I was able to use my phone to pay. I would give it like a 3 out of 5 overall. Like, it was mediocre. Sorry, y'all. The aesthetics of the place was very nice, very clean. So it looks very nice in there, but the food that I had, literally here's my wallet. The food that I had was just very mid. I've made better food at home, and I've also had better food at other restaurants. You know who got a good burger? BurgerFi. I would have bust down on BurgerFi's burger before I would have like wanted that burger. But again, it was cool or whatever to just kind of sit. And at least I was able to kind of look at the water. They wouldn't let me sit in the sand by the water because it was booked, which is, you know, it's fine. Obviously, this is Key Largo, so there's not too many options as to where you're going to go sit down and eat at. It's not like there's a Longhorns or a Culver's or a BurgerFi or any of those places because we're like literally on an island. So anyway, I kind of just want to get home and unwind from the chaotic afternoon that I had. I'm not opposed to coming back to Key Largo, so I will give her another try. But I eventually want to travel through and to all of the keys. So maybe next time I'll go like to the next key over. If y'all are interested in me going to the keys, if y'all don't care about me going to the keys, I don't have to vlog it. I'll just go just to have the experience. But if you guys are interested in seeing me go to all the keys, let me know. And I'll start researching stuff to do with the next key because this was kind of last minute. I think I started looking yesterday, like, I'm gonna go to the keys tomorrow because I didn't have anything to do today. So this was a nice little quick day trip or whatever. I'm not mad at it, you know. But yeah, if you guys want to see me go to the other keys, let me know. I will start researching the next key before I just go. Like, I'm probably, if I start researching it like this month, I'll probably make a weekend trip for next month.